See, I'll just quickly tell you on the concept, students, what and all we studied. Those chapters we just go through later. After the class, you go through. Later, we'll discuss the this one quadratic. Now, first, see, start with banking. Banking, you all are thorough, right? Banking chapter. Can you tell me the formulas? What are the two things we find in banking? Interest and okay, write it down. Write it down. Open a separate. I'll tell you what to study. If you want, you practice or just skip, students. Banking is not required because you have done a lot of. Every week I had conducted test. I want all of you to write it. Banking. What is the formula for interest? P into if you get PT, see, PTR is fixed. PTR by 100 is fixed. In banking, usually we use PTR by 100, simple interest or compound interest. P and R is the same. Instead of time, what do you write? N into divided by 2 into 2. Okay. So if you get confused, sometimes even I get confused whether to add n into n plus 1, 2 into 12, or the formula. So PTR is same. We know PTR by 100. In place of time, you have to write these things. N into n plus 1 divided by 2 into 12. Fine. So don't get confused with the formula. Now it might be easy. Monday, once when you start writing exam, because of pressure, you'll forget even the basic formulas. So PTR by 100 instead of R, instead of T, right? N into n plus 1. Okay. Remember this, n into n plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into 100. That is banking. Sorry, interest. Next, amount. You know what is actual amount formula? Amount is equals to principal plus interest. This is what we studied. Maturity's value is almost the same. Principal we calculate yearly or monthly year in banking. It is always monthly. Remember, time is always taken on monthly basis, and that is where you all have gone wrong. Those who have scored less marks, thinking banking is easy, you'll take advantage of it without converting. What is this? N properly. N should be converted in terms of month. So just because it is month, the formula is same, P plus I. You have to just multiply P into N. That is known as maturity value. P into N plus I gives maturity value. Okay. So what are the different things here, students? They'll tell you to find interest. Then what are the other things we have? Principal. Then N. Okay. Rate. What maturity value? These four things are very easy, except N. For N, which form we use? You have to use factorization or quadratic. Yeah, if you know factorization, use factorization concept or quadratic equation. Okay, factorization or quadratic equation. Mostly, if they give question in this, remember factorization would be tough. First, always check using factorization concept. It will definitely be tough. The questions in your textbook were also tough. So go with quadratic equation. Is it clear, all of you? Is Cherisha on? Cherisha? Good afternoon, Cherisha. Why are you late? Four. Yeah, four. Yesterday I sent at four and later I changed it. Fine. So I think I've given all the questions, students. Those who attended weekly tests regularly, I've covered all this topic: interest, principal, rate, maturity value, time. Okay, all this is fine except one question. This time question, you'll just solve it. It might be lengthy. Okay, these are the time given: 2 years, right? 2 years, then 2 by 2 years. 3 2 by 3 years. How do you convert all this in terms of months? How do you convert 2 years in months? That is 24. N is 24. Understood? N is 24. If you substitute in this formula, students, you get P into 24 into N plus 1 is 24. Okay, just because time is given, don't take direct time. I mean, direct 2 years. Always monthly. Remember these three things, two formulas. Okay, two formulas, and a principal is always calculated on monthly basis. You should remember only these two formulas and principal. Time is always calculated on monthly basis. What about this? First, convert into fraction. 3 by 2 into 12. 2 ones are 2 6. Is a 18 month. N is equal to 18. Next, 11 by 3 into 12. 44 months, right? And days, I don't think they may give days. Okay, what if they give days, students? See, for example, 1 year has how many months? 1 year has 12, so we multiply. We multiply. The days, because there is no chance of giving days. The reason, see, even if they give 300 days, each month have different days, okay? Some month have 30, 32, 31, so you can't divide by 30 or 31. So that's it. These are the questions you'll have to remember. Years and months. So banking, if you want, try any one question where they ask both. You have to solve maturity value and interest. And one more concept, one more thing. Whenever maturity value word is given, always start with maturity value, students. Okay, whenever maturity word is given, maturity value word, value is given. Always start with maturity values to find I. Remember this step. If they give maturity value as 1000 and principal, MV is 1000, principal is equals to 500, time is equals to 1 year. Then they'll ask you to find R, rate. If you want to find rate, which formula do we use to find rate? Interest, interest, interest formula. But in order to find interest, what are the things we need? Principal, time, and interest. Right? We need principal, time, and interest. So before using interest formula, go with maturity value. Remember this. Sometimes you might forget. Okay, you might get confused whether to use interest. Always start with maturity value. Take 1000 is equals to principal 500 into time 1 year. Don't write 1, write 12 months. 12 plus I. Okay, so principal I keep it as 50 because maturity value will always be greater. So 50 into 12, multiply this, divide, you get multiply and subtract, you'll get I value. Once you get this I value, substitute on the left hand side, and then you will get R. So straight away, don't start with I. If maturity value is given, always start with MB. Fine, that's it in this chapter. Banking. Next, probability. Okay, probability. You have uh, concepts on coin and dice. Okay, if one coin is tossed, students, how many sides does one coin have? Two sides. Now two coins. If two coins are tossed, how many sides does it have? Oh no, yeah, four sides. Coins are tossed, four sides. Now what are the probability? What is the, what do you call that? Sample space for one coin. What is sample space? 8 comma 8. Only two sides, only two value. Two coins will have how many sides? Four sides. What are the space? All of you write sample space. You are going wrong in sample space. Because of that, especially Lemula and Mariana, I think. The other students are fine. They're getting it right. Lemula and Mariana. Even Joanna. Write the sample space, students. For four sides, write the sample space. If you'll go wrong in sample space, you won't be able to solve the answer. So the sample space is very important. For example, four sides. You might get head and head, tail and tail. This is one combination. Head comma tail comma head. So up to 4:30 I'll conduct. I'll teach all this 4:30 or 5. What and all to study formulas and what are the chapters formulas or what you should practice. And reflection chapter will start tomorrow. Okay, now the formula, students. How to find sample space? To find sample space, this is the formula. What I have written here? Number of sides to the power of number of coins. Even for dice, use the same formula. Number of sides to the power of number of dice. Number of dice. If I roll 3 dice, students, they might ask well for MCQ. If I roll 3 dice, what is the sample space? How many sides dice have? A die has 6 sides. 6 to the power of 3. 6 3 is the what's the answer? 216. Yes. And don't make a mistake writing number of dice to the power of sides. This is wrong. Always give preference for side. Side for coins it is 2. Yes, just quickly make a note of this. You can just revise it later. Number of sides. For 3 dice, this is the answer. 6 to the power of 3, that is 216 sample space. Okay, what if I toss 4 coins? Now tell me the answer for 4 coins. How many sides it has? It has 2 sides, 2 to the power of 4. So what will be the sample space? 16. Like this, you'll get 16. Like this. So you're tossing 4 coins at a time. Okay. For 3 coins, what's the answer for 3 coins, students? Sample space would be 2 to the power of 3. That is 8. 8. So if I toss 3 coins, I should get 3 things. What are the 3 things? Can you all answer? 3 heads possible. Next. 3 tails. Okay, 3 tails. Next. You see, especially they'll give you this question. 3 coins question is being repeated. Next. Yes. Write all the combination, 8 combinations. You should get 8. And based on this, I'll teach you what is that? At most and at least. Even there, you all are going wrong. At most and at least concept. And even here, if you're getting confused how to write, always start with head or tail, students. 3 heads. Take this. Next. Keep only 2 heads here. Convert 1 tail. Then keep only 1 head. Take 2 tail. Okay. Then all 3 will be tails. Then 2 tail, 1 head. 1 tail on the left and here 2 heads like this. Then head, tail, head. Tail, head, tail. These are the values, right? Sample space. Anything apart from this? All right. Okay. So total you should get 8 students. Until you get that 8 combinations, keep writing. Head, tail, check all the values. Lamula, Joanna, done. You will understand this. Naomi. For total 8 students. Now, questions. Most probably they'll ask questions. First question. Any question in probability, write sample space. Okay, I'll tell you how to write the answers. Any question, always start with sample space. First, sample space. Sample space or SS is equals to, write this formula, 2 to the power of 3 is equals to 8. And that you have to elaborate, you have to explain like this. First write 8 and explain. Then, first question. At most 2 tails. At least 1 tail. Okay. So if they ask you at most 2 tails, student, at most 2 tails, what's the formula? Probability of, how will you write it? In bracket, probability of at most 2 tails is equals to favorable outcome divided by total outcome. Total outcome is sample space, right? T or FO. Or if you elaborate it, even for that they may reduce marks. Anyways, only one question. You're going to get one question. If you're writing multiple question, you can write it short form. For one question, write it fully, students, full sentence, full words. Okay. So this is important. Now, even if you know how to do, steps matters. If these steps go wrong, they'll reduce marks. At most 2 tails, favorable outcome divided by total outcome. Favorable outcome, you have to explain the concept. At most 2, what do you mean by at most 2? Maximum 2 tails. At most is maximum. Maximum, at most. Least is minimum. So maximum 2 tails. Tell me all the combination which has maximum 2 tails. Yes, head, tail, tail, neck. Maximum 2 tail, tail, head. In this, there's one more thing. Yeah, correct. You have to consider even with one tail or zero tail. Even that has to be considered. Tail, head, head. Next, head, tail, head. Next, tail, head, tail. Then even 3 heads. Can you see 3 heads? Even this you are supposed to consider. So what does this mean, students? At most 2 tails. Apart from 3 tails, everything has to be considered. Apart from 3 tails, how many values are there apart from that? Something we have missed out. Even head, head, and tail. These are the answers. At most 2 tails. Is this clear? All of you understood? Maximum 2 tails should be there. You can write any combination. Maximum 2 tails. 1 tail or even 0 tail is also fine. Without tails, even that is fine. Remember, for maximum word, maximum. Next, at least 1 tail. One more thing. Favorable outcome, write like this. And total outcome, you don't have to mention total outcome because we have already written here. We have already written total outcome. So just mention all the favorable outcome. After that, write the numbers. The answer is 7 divided by 8. Next, at least 1 tail. Which one has at least 1 tail? 1 tail or more, students? Tell me all the values which has 1 tail. Yes. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll write at least 2 tails. Don't need 1. At least 2 tails. Now tell me at least 2. 2 or more. What? Which one has 2 or more? Head, tail, tail. This one. Then tail, tail, head. Anything else? Yes, the last one. Total how many values? 4 divided by 8. 1 by 2 is the. This is the meaning. At least 2 tail is minimum to maximum can be anything. 3. Minimum to maximum 3. Maximum. Okay. At most is the maximum value and less. It can be 0, 1, 2, anything related to term. That's it. Sample space. These are the steps you have to write. Anything else left? Okay, tell me what are the things you'll get confused in probability. Anything in probability? Yeah, tell me. Ah, okay. Multiples of 2n. See, whatever doubts, it's a common doubt session, students. I'll just quickly show you the questions. Be quick, check whatever you have. For the next 2 days, I won't teach you all this chapter. You have to straight away, you have to prepare and write. Okay. So don't ask me do exactly do on Sunday after 6, 7 o'clock. Exactly at that time, I will start asking a lot of questions from all these easy chapters. Which one is that? Second question, first one is fine. Third one, at least. Which one you told? Which one you asked me, Vanya? Which one was that? Odd number greater than 4, 5. Up to fourth question is easy, right? It's fine. Which question you asked me? Doublet of even? Okay, multiples of 2 and 3. Combination. Fine. Multiples of dice. Yes, dice question. Multiples of 2 and 3. Yeah, in coins you get it in dice. Okay, I'll just explain this, students. Look here. Two dice are thrown simultaneously. If two dice are thrown, what number of sides is 6 to the power of 3? What's the total sample space? 36. Okay, 10 as the sum. That turns up. 10 as the sum of two numbers. What do you mean by 10 as the sum of two numbers? Any two numbers you take, the sum should be 10. Example, 4 and 6. 6 and 4. What else? 5 comma 5. The answer is 3. Yes, Adya, are you online? Taking selfies. 4 comma 6, 6 comma 4, 5 comma 5. Is Lemula online? Are you listening, Lemula? Lemula and Joanna? You all go wrong in this, students. You all are not writing. A doublet of even number. What do you mean by doublet? How many same numbers? Doublet, triplet? Two same numbers. What are the two same numbers we have? 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 5, 6 comma 6. That's the meaning of doublet. Two numbers will be repeated. Triplet, there's no chance. They won't ask because two dice. And remember this logic, students. Whenever they roll two dice, only doublet question is possible. Okay, doublet. A total of at least 10. What do you mean by total of at least 10? When you add two values, you should get 10. The meaning of at least is, what is at least? 10, 11 and 12. At least is 10. Minimum 10 should be there. Maximum 11, 12. It can go up to 11 and 12. And the answer is, look here, for example, write 10. What and all gives us 10, students? A total of at least 10. Rolling two dice. So 4 comma 6. 6 comma 4 and 5 comma 5. For 11, what are the two numbers you get 11? 5 comma 5. And for 12, only 1. 6 comma 6. Fine. So that's it. This is at least 10. At most, even in this the task, at most 4. If they give at most 4, what's the answer? You should get 4, 3. You should go in reverse order. At most. What's the other word for most, students? Most is maximum, right? What's the maximum value it should have? Maximum 4. Which means you can take 3, 2, 1, 0. 0 is not possible. Even 1 is not possible because we are rolling two dice together. Now tell me for 4, what are the combinations you get? 1 comma 3, 3 comma 1, 2 comma 2. Anything else? Nothing, right? For 2, what do you get? For 2, it is only, okay. For 3, 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2 comma 1. That's it. Right? This is the answer. And Naomi, this is how you're supposed to write. I see, when I see your answers, you use some other method. Okay, don't use that from textbook or other methods. Sometimes you might go wrong. Fine. So do this, Naomi. Even for board exam, they'll expect you to write all this favorable outcomes. Is this clear? So at most, at least is done, students. Most meaning is maximum, and minimum meaning is at least. Remember that. Then 2 comma 3. Now, when two dice are rolled, what are the multiples? Multiple of 2. First, tell me the answer, students. Multiples of 2. Tell me all the multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now, when two dice are rolled, multiples of 2. Then I'll teach multiples of 3. Then you combine both, you'll get an idea how to combine answer. Look, for multiples of 2, you're going to roll 2 dice. Okay, if you roll 2 dice, students, 2 dice, you should get 2 values. Fine, and the multiple should be 2. What's the answer? 1 comma 1. For 4, what do you get? 1 comma 3, 3 comma 1, then 2 comma 2. In the same way, you'll get for 6, 8, 10, 12. Fine, you'll get the values. This is known as multiples of 2. For 6, you'll get 1 comma 5, 5 comma 1, 2 comma 4, 4 comma 2, and 3 comma 3. Next, multiples of 3. Multiples of 3. Okay, the question is like this, not multiples of 3. Multiple of 2 and 3 when the sum is 10, or what you call them. Multiples of 2 and 3 together. Fine. Now, multiples of 2, students. Can you tell me all the multiples of 2? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 we have written. What are the multiples of 3? What are the multiples of 3? 6, 9, 12. Maximum 3, 6, 9, 12. Right? Now, just take the values which are common to both. What are the values which are common to both? 6 and 12. Yes, 6 and 12. So you're supposed to take only these two answers, 6 and 12. Now all the combinations of 12. What are the combinations you get? 6 comma 6. So the answer is 6 comma 12. Take all these numbers. Take all these numbers. See, if you take 1 comma 5, what is 1 comma 5? When you add them, what do you get? When you add 1 comma 5, you get 6. Isn't it multiple of 2 and 3? Both 2 and 3? Yes. So take 5 comma 1. Even that is a multiple. Take 2 comma 4. That will give you 6. That is a multiple of 2 as well as 3. But yes, next 3 and 3. 3 plus 3. Look here. Not multiplication, addition. Take 3 comma 3. If you add 3 comma 3, 3 plus 3, you get 6. So 6 is multiple of 2 and 3. Then take the last one, 6 comma 6. 6 plus 6, you get 12. This is the maximum value you'll get. This is a multiple of 2 and 3. Okay, this is a multiple of 2 and 3. Any doubts in this? Did you understand? Ivania? Yeah, Ivania, this was your doubt, right? Okay, let me check the question. I'm not able to find in textbook. I think I've given it from previous years. A card containing multiples of 2 and 3. Okay, it is similar to this question. Multiple of 3 as the sum that turns up. Okay, in that you'll get multiples of 2 and 3 as the sum of two numbers that turns up. Fine. Apart from fifth question, students, all the other questions, how do you solve this? A box contain 160 electric bulb. What is the sample space? Be quick. One, yes. I just want you all to tell me the sample space. 160. Next, for the seventh one, what's the sample space? 16. Next, for the eighth one, for the eighth one, it is 20. Is Diyashri online? Tanishka, Diyashri, Adia, you're answering. Is concentrating. Cherisha. Okay, Mariana, why are you late, Mariana? Okay. For 45 minutes, this record, I'll upload the recording, go through it later. Next, eighth question, what is the sample space, students? For eighth question, maximum there are 20. Next, ninth question, sample space is 15. So don't get confused here, sample space is 15 and you can't write sample space here. Remember, you can't write all the sample space here, it's not possible. Just write mention sample space and 15. Count. You can't elaborate it like a dice or coin. Just write 25. Okay. Or if you want, you can just write sample space. Just repeat these numbers. For example, eighth question, students. What is the sample space for eighth question? For eighth question, it is wrong. It is not 20. Why did you all tell 20? Sample space is not 20, students. What are the numbers there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 18, 20. So the numbers, not 20. Just because 20 is given, I told 20, you all are telling us. You have to count the numbers. How many numbers are there? 10. So sample space is 10. I want you all to check properly and answer. Tell me the ninth one. Complete all this, students. For all the question, just go through the sample space once. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Later I'll ask sample space. From ninth question, start from ninth onwards. Tell me for the ninth one, what's the sample space? Ninth one, 15. 1 to 15. Tenth question, 25. Okay, here there is a question. Even here, can you see here? Divisible by 2 and 3 both, students. What are the numbers from 1 to 25 divisible by both 2 and 3? Tell me all the divisible numbers for 2, students. For 2, what are the numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20, 22, 20, 24. Or next, tell me the value for 6, for 3, 9, 12, 15, 21, 24. First, I'll tell you the concept. See, other things you all might feel easy. Maybe these are the questions you all are going wrong. Divisible by 2 and 3 both. Look at the word both. So tell me all the common values. 6, next, 18 and 24. Instead of wasting your time writing like this, students, 2 and 3 both is given. Multiply 2 into 3. What is 2 into 3? 6. Tell me all the values, multiples of 6 from 1 to 24. 6, 12, 24. You can straight away write the answer 6, 12, 18, 24. What are the numbers? What's the answer? 6, 12, 18, 24. Now tell me the multiples divisible by both, or all the numbers divisible by 3 and 4. Divisible by 3 and 4. What you have to do? What's the first step? You have to multiply 3 into 4 is how much? 12. What are the answers there? 12 and only 2. The answer is only 2. You might get it for MCQ. Fine. 2 and 12. I mean 12 and 24. Just multiply that. Whatever answer you get, you take 12, it is multiplied by 3. Divisible by 3. You take 24, it is divisible by both. Okay. And there will definitely be no other numbers. There are no other numbers which is divisible by both. Fine. One more. A class of 40. Okay. What is sample space, students? 11th question. What's the sample space? 30. 11th one. 40. Next. 12th question. This is where you will go wrong in 12th one. A bag contains total. Calculate total. 15. Sample space is 15. 8 red, 4 white, 3 black balls. So you have to count all the values. Is it clear? Total 15. What do you mean by or? What is red or white, students? Red or white? So you have to add both. Okay, you have to count both red, white. How many total? What's the answer? 15 will be denominator. The meaning of red or white is count all the red and all the white. How many reds are there? Red is 8 and white 12 by 15. 4 by 5. Red or white is given. That doesn't mean only you should take red or only white. So consider both. Neither red nor white. What do you mean by neither? The word neither. You should ignore. Which two you should ignore? Red and white. Remaining black colors. Black balls. Count how many black balls are there? 3. What's the answer? 1 by 5. Not red. What do you mean by not red? Ignore red. Apart from red, what are the other colors there? Yes, count white and black. 4 white, 3 black. Total 7 by 15. So don't get confused. Red or white include both. Neither exclude. Okay. The meaning of not or neither is same. Or and either is same. If they ask, if they give the word either, just add both. Fine. So that's it. 13th one is also same. Here you can't predict, students. It's an easy chapter. Don't need to waste time on solving all the questions. And 13th question, again count everything. 9 plus 5, 14 plus 6, 20. For 13th one, it is 20. Cards questions are gone. I mean, cancelled. Cards. What about 19, 20, 21? You'll remember all this question. 19, 20, 21. Vowels, consonants. From the word secondary, you have to pick. Okay, practice all that. Even 17th one is important, students. 17th one. For MCQ, you'll definitely get one question from 17. The probability of sure event. What is probability of sure event? It is always 1. So what probability lies between which two? Probability lies between 0 and 1. Okay. So 0 is for impossible event, students. Whatever you get the answer 0, it is impossible event. Impossible. 1 is always true event or sure event. You call it as true event or sure event. So don't get confused. The word true or sure is the same. True event or sure event, 1. Whatever lies in between 0 and 1, that is what you call it as probability. Whatever lies in between 0 and 1. For example, 3 by 4, 1 by 2, 3 by 1, and 0. Sorry, 4 by 3. Yes. Which of these represent probability? How will you solve this question? Which of these represent probability? Yes. First check the value, students. Square root of 4. What's the answer for square root of 4? 2. Does 2 lie in between 0 and 1? Does 2 lie in between 0 and 1? No. Next, go with 3 by 1. What is 3 divided by 1? Okay, 3 divided by 2, you get 1.5. Is 1.5 in between 0 and 1? No. So 0 is also not in between. 0 is also not in between. But take 1 by 5. When you divide 1 by 5, what's the answer you get, students? You'll get 0.5 lie in between 0 and 1. MCQ question. We have already done such questions. We'll solve it on Sunday, previous year papers. So 1 by 2 is the answer. Remember this question, 1 by 2 is the answer. Anything which lies in between 0 and 1. That will be probability. Other questions, and remember this one. This one is being repeated. This part, third question. See, sure event it is 1, impossible event is 0. For an event we have P of E. E is sure event plus not sure. What's the answer for sure plus not sure, students? It is always 1. Okay, P of event and P of not event is 1. From this formula, from this, if they tell you to ask probability of E, what will happen to this? It goes to the other side. What's the answer? 1 minus P of not E. Then if there's probability of not E, how will you find probability of not E? From the first formula, 1 minus probability of event. Remember this. Event, not event. Okay, so that's it. Probability is done. We'll go through that later. Probability, quadratic. Okay, quadratic. Linear inequation. What doubts do you all have with linear inequation? Any doubts in linear inequation, students? This question, this chapter? No, right? Okay. Okay, once again I'll explain. I'll just explain this quickly. There are 4 types of number: rational numbers, integer, whole number, and natural number. Rational number is different. Irrational, integer, whole number, natural number is different. For rational number, you can consider negative, positive, fine. And for integer, negative, positive is fine. Whole numbers from 0, natural numbers from 1 when you're writing the answer. Fine. And for natural number, you find the solution set. Once you solve the question, imagine like this: you get a question after solving both the equation. Even here we have 2 types of question. From 1 to 11, how many equations are there from 1 to 11? How many equations? From 1 to 11, only one equation, right? 2 equation. 2 equation, you get only one question. What about 12? From 12 onwards, 3 equations. You have 3 equations, so 2 questions. Split into 2 questions and solve it. Nothing is okay. Darken circle, hollow circle. That is only for rational number. Okay, rational number is only for darken circle, and hollow circle is for rational. We'll take any one question. Okay, the lot of x belongs to R. Whenever x belongs to R, students, remember darken circle, hollow circle concept. Darken circle is fully covered. Hollow circle, there will be a hole, which means darken circle is equal to. Hollow circle is not equal. Not equal. Okay. You can remember this. Darken circle is fully complete, students. Something which is full, equal, complete. Hollow circle is incomplete. Now the question is x is less than equal to minus 3, minus 3 less than equal to x, comma x is greater than 4. These are the two equations you'll get. Suppose if these are the two equations, how do you combine them? How do you combine? Minus 3 less than x greater than. Where is this? Where is this greater than symbol facing? Towards 4 or x? Isn't it like this? Greater than, it won't be proper. Less than 4. Less than 4. So this is how you merge the equations. So first point, minus 3 less than equal to x is less than 4. Fine. In which of these two equations you find the word equal to? The first equation or second equation? Equal to. So wherever there is equal to, remember we use darken circle. Okay. The next, for the second one, we used hollow circle. I'll explain now. Now minus 3 comma 4. Now tell me all the solution set, students. Should I consider even minus 3? Minus 3 comma minus 2 minus 1 0. Next 1 2 and tell me 1 2 and 3. Should I take even 4 here? Is 4 required? No, 4 is not required. 1 2 3. That's it. And if you get the answer, instead of less than 4, sometimes you get x is less than equal to 4 minus 3. Equations will be like this, students. So which one you write on the left hand side, negative number or positive number? Always negative. Even if equation you get two equations like this, rearrange it like this. Minus 3 less than 4. Okay, sometimes you'll get it in fraction, sometimes you'll get it in decimal. I have taken a whole number, minus 3 and 4 whole number. Right, next. For this equation, I'll show you both. For this equation, you'll have two types of question. One, x belongs to w, whole number, integer or rational. I mean not rational, natural numbers. Next, x belongs to r question, real numbers. Okay, that is not rational, x belongs to real number. Now, draw a line. Minus 3 is given. Include minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Just include 4, 5, and this side minus 2. Just one or two numbers extra. And even you are the same. Minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. For real numbers, even decimals are counted, students. Even decimal, that's the reason you draw a line for real number. Okay, now tell me, how do you mark for which one is this one? For whole number, what will be the answer for whole number, students? Will you consider from 0 or from minus? For whole number, what will be the answer? From 0. So on 0, you have to keep a dot, right? On 0, on 1, next, on 2 and 3. Is this clear? If it is natural number, what about natural number? You have to start from 1, 2 and 3. If it is integer, you have to consider even minus 3, right? Yeah, minus, keep a dot on minus 3. Look, I'm just taking this minus 3, whatever is included, minus 3, and here it is 3. Just keep a dot. Okay. And for all this, we don't use hollow circle. Remember, we don't use hollow circle for WIN. Only darken circle or a normal dot. Next. When it comes to real numbers, you're supposed to take this entire thing, students, entire answer. What's the least value we have? What's the least value? Minus 3. So from minus 3, what is the highest value? What's the highest value? This entire thing from 3 to 4. Draw a line from 3 to 4. First concept from 3 to 4. Next, which is equal to and which is not equal to? Is minus 3 equal to x? So do I need to keep darkened circle or hollow circle? I have to keep darkened circle, yes. What about 4? X is less than 4, hollow circle. This is the difference. But I have considered both. Look at the difference for real number. Consider both. But for WIN, we don't take 4 students. We just take whatever value is given. Up to 3 is fine. The reason is for W, we use only darkened circle. Only for real numbers, up to 4, you'll draw a line, the green line. From minus 3 to minus 4, draw a green line. Minus 3 will be darkened circle because equal to sign is given. Minus 3 is less than equal to. Hollow circle, x is less than 4. There is no equal to sign given, less than 4. Is this clear, all of you? Tanishka, did you understand? So this is the complete concept, students. Apart from this, calculation wise, this is the only difference. Apart from this, quadratic equation, linear inequation, calculation part is same. Take LCM, subtract, minus, and most important part where you all go wrong is this minus 3x less than 4. 3x less than 4. What's the answer? Can you all tell me? When you divide with negative number, what happens to the sign? Less than sign? It becomes greater than. What's the answer? Minus 4 by 3. Especially Naomi and Lemula. Make a note of this. You'll remember this concept, Naomi, Lemula, and Mariana. Whenever negative students, when you multiply next. This question. Now tell me this. If minus 4 goes to the other side, what happens to less than? Minus 4 into 4. Right? So x is minus 16. Now I should bring 3 students. Will I change the sign or remain the same? What is 3? Positive or negative? Positive. So now you don't change the sign. See, initially the sign changed and now the sign remains same. Okay, apart from this, I think other things you all are able to do. Cross multiply, LCM. LCM you'll have to be careful. LCM you are going wrong. Right? So whatever I explained now, it is even related to quadratic concept. Last one. After this, I'll give break. Look here. 3 minus x divided by 2 plus x minus x plus 4 divided by x minus 3. How do you solve this question, students? All of you will unmute and answer. Denominators are different. What do you do? So what should I should keep it as it is. It's not possible to take, yes, the meaning of LCM here is just multiply the denominator and cross multiply the numerator. Fine. So when you cross multiply the numerator, what do you get? I'll put plus here. What are the numbers we have? 3 minus x into plus 3. Fine. Then correct. Open a big bracket, then write minus. Then inside the bracket, x plus 4, 2 plus x. And the reason here is this minus, students, whatever minus they give, that is definitely not the value of x. Remember, minus x plus 4 divided by x plus 3. See, these are separate questions here. So this minus should always be written outside like this. And if you're too overconfident, what mistakes you'll do is this minus you'll include with this x. That is where you'll go wrong. Okay, so do it step by step. Minus should be in between. Then solve the bracket question. Fine. Solve this bracket. Open bracket. You know what is bracket rule, right? Just tell me the answer for this, students. How do you solve this? First one. 3 into X plus 3 minus X plus. And those who are overconfident, what you'll do, you won't even write this step, especially Lemula. You think you'll get it right, Lemula, but definitely you'll go wrong. You're getting it 0. Have you seen your previous test? You're supposed to do it step by step. You're trying to do it directly, you're getting the answers wrong. Next, keep minus as it is, students. Open the bracket 2 plus x plus 4 into 2 plus x. Then even down, it's the same. What hardly it might take 2 to 3 steps extra. Okay, but definitely you'll get answer right. You'll get full 3 or 4 marks. You'll get full marks. Fine. So these are some common mistakes. Apart from that, nothing. Other things you'll practice. See, banking done, probability, quadratic. I told you all what mistakes. Quadratic will start after break. Linear I've told. Trigonometry, all this we'll check later. Okay, we'll see that later. Take break up to 7, Adya. Now 1 minute, students. I'll just write it. All of you will stay online. I'll just explain later. I'll give break. We'll start at what's the time? 5 o'clock. From 5 to 7, I'll conduct. 5 to 7, I'll finish quadratic. Now in this chapter, along with this, what are the other chapters you'll have? Can you tell me? What are the other chapters left? I have written here. Tanishka, you seeing the screen? Along with this, what are the other chapters you'll have? Shares and dividend. Yeah, mean chapter. Mean, shares and dividend. Then what else? Something was left, right? Shares. Reflect. Yes, reflection. Anything else missed? Problems on quadratic. Banking, probability, quadratic we have done. Linear inequality, quadratic I'll explain now, students. 5 to 7. Along with that, proportion. Few topics from proportion also I'll explain. So today, up to 7 o'clock I'll conduct. Don't study other subject, concentrate only maths. Whoever is done, if you have extra time, you can study other subject. Look here, from 7 o'clock till night, just go through probability, banking. If you all want, go through this question or ignore linear inequation, just ignore cyclic quadrilateral section formula. Cyclic quadrilateral section, cyclic quadrilateral section and midpoint. Trigonometry, heights and distance. We will practice all this after 7. We have done all this, right? Yes. Problems on quadratic, just ignore that. 1 or 2 we'll do it on Sunday. Shares and dividend and mean. So what I'll do is, this I'll finish. Mean chapter, even mean, students, from 5 to 7 we'll see. So first quadratic equation is important. Remaining questions, proportion or mean. I'll make you all revise mean formula now. Instead of proportion, I'll make you all revise mean formula, include even mean. Okay. So these topics you all have to go through. Just make a note of this. Right? Don't be lazy. See, till now I didn't make you all solve any question. I'm just explaining the concept. And you all have to practice these questions. Make a note. Mean, cyclic quadrilateral, section, trigonometry, heights and distance. So after break, I'll teach you all quadratic equation, few revision and whatever is missed out. Then I'll make you revise the formula. What are the chapters you'll require formula, students? Revision of formula. Mean. What about cyclic quadrilateral? Shall I teach formulas? Yes, tell me, cyclic. X and midpoint is done, right? Okay, I'll see. If you have time now, I'll teach section midpoint. If not, you'll do that. Trigonometry, heights and distance, there are no formulas. Trigonometry, heights and distance, no formula, students. All that we have learned. Okay, there's only two things. Just go through the tables. From the beginning, go through the table, sine, cos, tan, all those values, reciprocal relation. These two you'll go through. Mean, quadratic, section and midpoint. Okay, now coming to test. Once you'll complete all this, only 3 students have sent test. Remaining students, you'll have to complete the paper. I have sent the paper last week. Did you all see that? Adya, Lecula. Yeah, today you'll have to complete it. Today if you'll have to complete and send it. If not, I won't correct it. Okay, only 3 students have sent. Mariana, Cherisha, you'll have to send it. Are you all there online? Joanna, Nairobi, not Nairobi. Mariana, Cherisha, Diyashri, and Lemula. 5 students. Even Diyashri students have to send it. Okay, it's only for 40 marks, students. Only for 40 marks. Later I'll discuss that paper as well. Later I'll discuss. So this is for today. We have time. I think we can complete. And tomorrow entire day I'll be teaching on reflection. Reflection I need at least 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Only important concept. After your midterm, we'll again practice reflection. Okay. So along with reflection, even proportion chapter. Proportion. Reflection, proportion. Then again Saturday, tomorrow evening I'll conduct one more test for 40 or 50 marks. Fine. So until then, you all practice. Sunday, one day, whatever is left, I'll teach. Whoever has doubt can get it clarified on Sunday. If possible, we'll solve all the MCQ questions along with previous year questions. Is this clear? Anything left? Anything else left? Nothing, right? Section, midpoint, cyclic, trigonometry, proportion. Okay, previous years, we'll do it on Sunday. Fine, take 15 minutes break, students. 15 minutes break. We'll continue at 5. Maria.